Hi. So I was thinking today, this whole idea of manifestation, which has been spoken about in so many cultures, in so many teachings, and by so many masters, I thought that if I had to kind of, put it into words in this modern day age, how would I describe the entire process of manifestation through the process of, let's say, positive psychology, through energy work, through, of course, divine energy healing and all of that, higher intelligence. How does manifestation work? So basically, अगर हमारी इच्छा है कोई किसी भी चीज़ की, अगर हम चाहते हैं कि there is something that we really want, उसके पीछे एक रीज़न होता है. Oh, it would be so nice if I could, have this. Maybe a lovely home or maybe a nice car. What is that reason behind the wanting of something? Why do we need to manifest, and where does that need come from? The need comes from the will to live, that life source in you which wants to live. So when you have dreams and you're wanting something to come true, of course it's going to be in the future. And in order to create something in the future, you let out these thought currents from the present moment and you do it very consciously. And when you let it out, what happens is it makes you want to reach that much further. So, depending on how big or small the dream is, but it gives you that kind of life. And the more you follow it, but earnestly, it should come from a good place, not because you want to show off or you want to kind of, you think you're better than others or you're superior. And, it really has to come from a place of love and the greater good and respect for God. And because those kind of dreams kind of they are good, and it's good to try and consciously create stuff like that, because there are people who try to make negative and bad things happen too, which sadly most people think if they are creating something bad, nothing will happen to them, but it does. Because you see, source energy and the energy of manifestation is basically consciousness, and consciousness is very, very pure. And in purity, there is no way that anything impure can stay for too long. It'll get finished. It'll burn in the fire of truth. So, having said that, I know for a fact that dreams and wanting to make something happen is that longing to live inside you. Because when you follow that dream, it leads you on a path which seems impossible or maybe very, very difficult. But as you keep walking, then the path keeps opening. It gives you happiness, it gives you joy. And especially if you're sincere, if you're good inside, and you're trying your best. Sometimes you get scared, will it happen? Or you feel, oh, maybe my life is just going to be like this. But you keep following and it keeps giving you life. It puts meaning into your life. It infuses your life with invigoration. You feel joyful. You feel vibrant. Your vibration goes high, and it makes you so happy and so positive. And that's a healthy thing, So I would like to say that the whole process of creating and bringing dreams to life, or manifestation as many people call it, it's a very healthy state of mind. And in this world where most of the people are conditioned to just be like, not believe in the possibility of dreams and their, reaching their full potential and their full human potential. In this world, it's like most of the people think, oh, it's not going to happen, it's just dream, or you're being so mad, or it's so silly, it's just all wishful thinking. But actually there is a process to it. So the foundation of all creation and manifestation and bringing your dreams to life, the whole foundation is based on the wish to live. to live a complete human experience. Because if we don't live a complete human experience, it's just, it's like a flower that never got to bloom. And all flowers deserve to bloom. And there are flowers which sometimes, even in nature, you'll find for some reason, maybe it's just the climate or maybe something happens. But we all have a human right to dream, to create beautiful worlds, and to manifest our deepest desires, which bring good on earth. And we must support each other to do this. So it's very important to note that, as I shared, the foundation is based on the will to live. Now, once the foundation is set and you're clear, then you start the process of purification. As you keep cleansing and purifying your body, your mind, and your environment, your life, what that does is it gives you a higher intelligence. It purifies you. So your dream kind of gets polished. It becomes more pure. It becomes more clean. For example, if you are to pray, let's say, you should ideally pray in an area which is fresh, which has, which is well ventilated, which is clean. If you have whatever way you pray in, let's say, for example, in Sanatana Hindu Dharma, we have a Havan. So we have this sacred fire which we light it up and we clean the entire area, and there's holy water which is known as the Ganga Jal, and we have our tilak, and we have our various little intricate details and things that we use. There's fruit, there's prasad, there is the sacred wood. There is sacred things that you put into the fire, like ghee, which is made of cow's milk, which is basically a kind of, you could say, I wouldn't say butter, but kind of clarified ghee, made of milk. And why do we do this? Why do we want this purification? It's so that we cleanse our energy. See, one is our body, then we have our mind, and then, of course, there's the spirit. And there's the only possible way to go from our body to our mind and then to our higher self is by cleansing and purifying ourselves. Because you see, the body and the mind are very, very deeply connected. Very deeply, more than you can imagine. So what you do on a physical sense has an imprint on your mind. It gets downloaded on your mind. And the more you do something physically, it kind of creates that download on the mind. So if you're cleaning your area physically and you're kind of sitting in a place which is pure, which is cleansed, which is beautiful, it smells fresh, and you feel good physically, automatically there's like a cleansing which is going to happen, and your energy and your vibration will rise. Now, purification is very important for creation, because as your energy will rise, automatically the vision that you have for your dream, that you want to make it come true, even that will become more clear. Your perception, your awakening will create a purer perception, and you'll start to see what is in the unmanifest. You'll start to see it more clearly, the pathway that can connect to bringing it into physical manifestation on this earth, in the world, in this three-dimensional world. So the second step is purification, and you could do various activities to try and purify yourself and to connect yourself with consciousness. Because you see, if you have lots of downloads in your memory bank, which is your brain, and they are conflicting with your dream, and you have this beautiful vision and you want to create it, and you have these downloads, and you are like, oh, but somebody told me I can't do this, somebody said you're stupid, you're good for nothing. If those things play the tape in your mind is going to keep playing, then there's no way you'll be able to create a dream come true. So that's why that, meditation, where you sit and delete all these various thoughts which might have become a part of your psychology. You need to iron out all that doubt, all the fear, all the past guilts, and whatever you're holding in your mind, the guilt and the fear and the confusion, or anything that is stopping you from believing. So that's why we need to purify our mind, our body. We have to really keep a very, very clean body. Ideally eat a very clean diet, and pray and meditate, and of course stay away from any place which is dirty, or it's not like, you have to maintain that alignment with your dream. So it's very important to be pure if you really want to, if you're serious about wanting to create and bring something to life. So it's like for a mother who is about to, create and wishes to conceive. She'll be treated a certain way. She'll have to make sure she's keeping herself clean, and she's, not taking too much stress, and she's in the process of healing her any kind of, she makes sure she's not on any kind of medication. She's going to live a natural life. There should be very pleasant environment. And once the seed is kind of takes hold of the mother's womb, then she's got to really take care and help that seed to be nurtured. Like oftentimes I've heard that mothers, they hear certain kind of music because it has an effect on the fetus, and there's a certain kind of diet a mother would follow to make sure that the baby is healthy. Similarly, there would be everybody would ensure that she's not disturbed. Everyone would ensure that she's looked after, she doesn't have any bad health, and she's just protected. Why? So that the baby is safe and it's protected. Similarly is manifestation. It's like becoming impregnated with a dream, and you hold it in that womb of the divine, and you keep loving it, and you keep giving it positive energy, and you keep protecting it, and you keep leaving anything that is going to stop a good healthy delivery. So you let go of anything that could kind of cancel a beautiful birth of your dream. So as I said, this is the second where you cleanse yourself. And of course there's meditation, there's even various places of worship. A lot of areas have a very high energy radius. For example, if you go to a gurudwara, we often go and we have our gurudwara is a kind of a sacred place for the Sikhs who are in India. And when you walk into this beautiful area, which is the Gurudwara, you walk in the gate, oftentimes they keep their slippers and their shoes outside, and then you go in, and there is like an area before you enter the steps and climb the steps. There's an area where there is water, and everybody has to go through that, and you have to kind of you cleanse yourself, you purify yourself in order to go and go to the inside of the Gurdwara. And being in that environment is going to cancel any kind of negative energy that you might be holding. So to go to any holy site, what that does is it purifies us, it cleanses us, be it church, be it a mandir, or a peer, any place which is a religion of in which you have grown up in, or even if it is a spiritual activity, or maybe just being close to nature, or maybe you would like to just maybe sing or dance or do any kind of creative activity, but it has to be done with a lot of love and reverence, because these activities raise our energy. I've also heard about soaking our feet in hot water with salt, because it again cleans and purifies our energy. It takes away all the dark negative energy which oftentimes collects in our our aura and our energetic uh, system around our bodies. So this is the second step. Now the third step to manifestation, because you see, the first, as I said, is to in our foundation, where we know that this is for us to live, so we are putting out these seeds for the future. Second is, of course, we need to purify ourselves. And the third is that once we've purified, it'll automatically raise your life condition, and you'll know that there is nothing known as impossible. It's basically impossible. Even impossible says that I am possible. And you just create, for example, in the mind, you can even create, you don't create, but you naturally, it's a natural process that in your mind, the neural pathways start opening, and your brain literally can rewire itself to be able to hold any kind of vision, as long as it's coming from positive place of love, of peace, of goodness, for the greater good. If that's really the intention, your brain can rewire and find so many pathways in order to help you very, very easily create something and bring it to life. There's no impossible. The human mind it has infinite potential. There is just nothing is impossible. It's just that if you are doing it from a good place, the way will be easy. You will not have any tension. You will be in a very good, happy, balanced space of peace and calm. But if somebody is having wrong intention, then what happens is that creates a lot of stress and a lot of burden, emotional guilt and fear, all of that, and it can become very self-destructive, which always happens. You do something with the wrong intention, it's always going to end up, destroying you. So after purification, naturally is this process where you kind of know that, okay, you know what, I'm just so happy doing this, I'm doing this peacefully, and you simply keep following the voice of consciousness. Consciousness will tell you every single thing. Why? Because now that you're purified, automatic you'll know what to do, what to say to who, and maybe it could even be sending a picture to someone, maybe just doing a prayer at a certain moment, maybe realizing that, okay, we need to have a dialogue with this person right now, maybe to go and ask somebody else their dream and connect it with your own dream. And when we keep dreaming and we dream with others, and it creates a unity amongst so many people. It might start from you, and then it goes to your family, and then it goes to your neighborhood and your city, your country. Like I read this in Buddhism, that your human revolution starts from you, it goes to your family, and then it goes to your neighborhood, your city, your country, and then the world. And this route is irreversible. So this is, reaching your full human potential is the purpose of human life, and that is divine, to reach your full blooming. That's when normal Siddharth becomes a Buddha. That is the meaning. It's like, people take the words, oftentimes words which we find in religious religion, where people take it too seriously, like God or Allah, or we have Vaheguru, or we have Paramatma. People think it's something very, of course it's very sacred, but it's really a very, very personal connection. It's a very intimate and a very sweet understanding of how the higher intelligence works. It's very sweet, actually. And actually, it's very, very simple, and it's very, very beautiful at the same time. Because once you understand, you become so humble, you become so transparent, and you become so faithful, and you are like, okay, I surrender. This is the purpose of life. I do it, and as you grow, you start realizing it's serving others, and the greater good, for whatever is for everybody's good. That becomes your dream. Then it's no longer just about yourself. It's about bringing to life so many dreams, because when you realize that then automatically, you realize many people don't know and they're lost. And you've made that complete journey, and you've understood the duality of heaven and hell, and, Bhagwan and Shaitan, and God and Satan, and good and bad, and you've understood it. And then you have great reverence for the highest power, which is above all the duality of this illusion of, you know, duality, which is Advaita. There's oneness, and you start manifesting, and that's how the manifestation will eventually come to life. It starts with a seed, and you slowly protect it, and you see, oh, there's a lot of wind, so you do something to protect that little seed. And slowly, initially you can't see it, it's deep inside the ground. You put it there, and it slowly starts coming out, and you see a small little stem come out, and then little baby leaves, and it keeps growing, and it keeps growing, and then it gets the sun, it gets the right kind of environment, it kind of stays strong and resilient through all the weather changes, and it grows and grows, and it becomes a more mature plant, and then it becomes a tree, and it becomes a huge tree, and then it starts to bear fruit. It gets beautiful fresh young leaves and flowers, and suddenly you realize your dream has come true. And now there are so many people who find shade under this tree, and they find rest in this world of illusion, which is such a, it's this world is nothing without dreams that come to life. Because when dreams come to life, so many more people are given, the gift of dreaming, that anything can come true if they believe. So I wish you lots of love, and I pray that all your dreams come true, all that is good for the greater good. I really pray that it all comes true for you. Thank you for listening to me.